So we want to find the x and y intercepts without graphing. So I wrote down that the x-intercept is the value of x when y equals 0, and the y-intercept is the value of y when x equals 0. So to find the x-intercept, we just put 0 in for y. So we're going to give 11x minus 2 times 0 equals 22. 11x equals 22, and then we divide both sides by 11. And that's going to give us x equals 2. Or as a coordinate point, this would be 2 comma 0. Make sure you have your parentheses. And then to find the y-intercept, we just put a 0 in for x. So that's going to be 11 times 0 minus 2y equals 22. Of course, 11 times 0 is 0, so we have negative 2y equals 22. And then we would divide both sides by negative 2. And that gives us y equals a negative 11, and as written as a coordinate point would be 0 comma negative 11, and make sure that you have your parentheses. The next problem has a lot of steps to it. So we want to find the equation of the line using the point slope formula, and we want to find it at the end, set it equal to y, that's the slope intercept form, and it's perpendicular to 4y equals x minus 7, and it passes through the point negative 2 comma 1. So it looks like there's a lot going on in this question. The first thing we got to do is find what the perpendicular slope is, and to do that we need to solve this for y, and we would do so by dividing everything there by 4. We want to get rid of the stuff that's next to the y there. So dividing everything by 4 would give us y equals x over 4, or 1/4 x minus 7 over 4. This means the slope of this line, since it's in the form of y equals mx plus b, it's the number right in front of x when y is by itself, which we have. So the slope is going to be 1/4. The perpendicular slope is what we want. So what we can do for that is we take the fraction and we flip it over and we change the sign. So it was a positive 1/4, so it's become a negative 4 over 1, or just negative 4. I took the fraction, I flipped it over, and I changed the sign. If you want to check it to make sure you have the right answer, you take your first slope and final slope and you multiply them together, and you should come up with negative 1, and you will. The 1/4 times negative 4 equals negative 1, and that's a good way to check. So now I'm going to write this in point slope form, which is y minus y1 equals m parentheses x minus x1. Looks like pretty complicated stuff if this is new to you, but really you understand that this point, x little 1 and y little 1, or really you should say x sub 1 and y sub 1, that's just a coordinate point. So we're going to take those values, put them in the equation along with our slope that we want, which is negative 4. So we're going to fill in these 3 blanks here, or I should say replace them. And that's going to give us a y minus my y sub 1, which is 1, my m equals negative 4, x is x, and my x sub 1 is a negative 2. So notice I have 2 negatives next to each other, so that's going to turn into a plus. So I'm going to type it in this time. And next I want to distribute the negative 4. So negative 4 times x is a negative 4x. And negative 4 times a positive 2 is a negative 8. So we have y minus 1 equals negative 4x minus 8. And we're almost done. We just have to get rid of that negative 1. And the opposite of subtracting 1 is adding 1. So we add 1 to both sides. And that's going to give us the answer of y equals negative 4x minus 7. And if you have any kind of questions, ask your math teacher.